I've definitely dated a few guys who were maybe not as open emotionally and as available emotionally as I would need for a relationship. But I just kind of felt like, okay, I can be patient, I can be accepting. And what was really going on was I was dating their potential, not who they really were. But again, I just kind of thought like, oh, well, if I just am like, kind of loving enough and maybe give them some sweet gifts and, go on nice vacations or I don't know, make them nice meals, things like that, like they'll eventually kind of warm up. And I really thought I was being loving. Like I thought that was love. But the truth is that love is a gift. And what I was doing was bartering. I was basically saying, I'll do all these things for you so long as you eventually get to what I think is your potential, and then you could turn around and love me in the same way. I was attached to who I thought they could be at some point in the future as a way of only feeling like then I would be able to feel okay as long as they got there. The best way to define what attachments are kind of like when we cling to outcomes in the future as a measure of success for why we're even doing something right now. It's kind of like the poet Young Pueblo, he describes like the feeling of attachment as like a craving, right? Like we're craving something. It's like we need things to happen in a very specific way as the outcome in order to even justify why we're doing something as we are now, that it would be worth it, and then we're gonna be able to feel okay. Attachments are like when there are strings attached to why we're doing the things that we're doing, right? It's kind of like we need our partners to respond in a certain kind of way if we're gonna like show our love. If we're like holding the door open for a stranger coming out of a store, we need them to say thank you. If you need like a certain number of likes or views in order to justify why you're sharing something on social media, or if you need your friends to take your advice if you're even gonna give it to them, all of that are attachments. We're human beings and it's normal for us to have goals and desired outcomes in life. Like that's totally fine. What can be problematic is when we so rigidly cling to how things turn out as a way of defining that we're gonna, feel okay and our sense of security in life. That is when it becomes an attachment. And all that does is just serve ourselves and our own fears. It doesn't actually help in connecting with others. Especially for us gays, when we grow up learning that an expression of our truest self isn't worth anything good, and of course we're gonna rely on other people or situations to validate us even more. It's kind of like we put a higher premium on these external ways for us to feel like we're enough because of the bullshit internalized homophobia that we learned. So what can we do? The first thing is just know it is normal to be scared, to vulnerably open up the heart of who you are and have no guarantees of what you're gonna get in return. Nobody is not scared by that. Next, just know that we can do hard things. Have enough courage to still step forward and do it anyway. No strings attached. Last, surrender the need for control. Success is not in getting a desired outcome. The success is in just us showing up and offering what we've got, because that is 100% way more than enough.